All right. So, when we left off, friends, foes, viewers, boys, girls, envies, as Hassan always says. That's a good phrase. We had just woken after a fraught night of stressful revelations to a morning's training for Zazel with Marcus in Marcus's cottage here that he keeps within the Fey Court. And then he made everyone pancakes. And I believe we had just wrapped up having some breakfast and we're preparing to go maybe explore a few more things while we wait for a second audience with the Queen of the Summer. Marcus stepping out, coming back a couple minutes later, is like, are we ready to head out? Is there anything else you needed to do this morning?
Did we feed Muffin?
Yes.
He just devoured that entire stack of pancakes.
Okay.
I don't
let's
100% know about the dietary needs of an owlbear, but I'm not sure it's pancakes.
His name's Muffin for a reason.
He
It's
did.
muffins.
Oh.
Yeah.
Marcus leans down carefully to Gray and is like, please feed him some meat. This is going to be a very fat owlbear if not.
I'm just
Can
gonna.
I perception see if I hear him?
I'm just
Sure
gonna lean
thing.
back over. I'm gonna be like,
That's a 15.
we definitely tried to also feed some meat. So.
Personally, I think chunky owlbears are really cute. Chunkier the better is what I say.
I just...
But
I think
but
that
you
we
want-
should be concerned for his health. I suppose you'll be
Yeah.
adventuring and he'll probably be alright provided he wants to stay with you. And he seems to be quite attached to young Flora here, so... I like my owlbear's thick, 3 C's.
You can never sneak anywhere because booty cheeks are clapping.
Oh. Disadvantage on stealth checks because of them thick thighs.
But they save lives, not get you dead from failing stealth checks. I don't.
So, my question here is, are owlbears a liquid? Or are they a solid?
They're solid.
They're solid.
But do owlbears also, if they fits, they sits?
Exactly.
Oh my god, I'm picturing an owlbear loafing.
Oh, owlbear loaf.
They definitely
Oh.
can loaf.
Oh my god.
I believe the library, you had said.
Indeed.
All of the rooms. Well, we can certainly visit some rooms. Well, right this way then. And he leads you out of the house, and now that it's morning, you can see hints of this from the inside, that there was bits of what appear to be daylight streaming in, and well, you know, you are indoors because you've come into this little grove via a door. It is now just sort of an idyllic little grassy grove. There's a pond just to the left, kind of leisurely sitting, a couple of ducks paddling around in it. Quack, quack. And the sky above you is bright blue, and you can hear bird songs. And Marcus just sort of takes a second, stops, just smells the air for a minute, takes in the sunlight before, saying, all right this way. Things to do. And
Could not get over how it doesn't smell like poop.
How do people stand so much nature?
Pity.
it's just very calming.
Hmm.
It is.
Man, it's kind of weird. I'm used to the noise.
I was going to say, it is very calming, but it is also, like, bothering me. I don't know why.
Well, you know how like, yeah, you might feel like it's too quiet, and then, I mean, in your city, I felt like it was too loud.
We're on the outskirts.
Yeah, it was loud.
No, man, that was quiet. It was out back where I used to live. Men always training, yelling. I'm pretty sure other things.
Well, you know, that's part of the reason why I didn't really go into the city that often.
The good times are at though. That's where you got to go if you want to get some good nightlife, or just go catch a nice theater. Whatever.
I was, yeah, well, I mean, I worked at night, so I couldn't really enjoy the nightlife, I guess.
Yeah, that would really be bad. That's awful.
Yeah.
And Marcus leads you back through. It's sort of just like a little copse of trees around the edge of this little grove, and as you step through it, you find yourself passing back through that entryway into sort of that central foyer area with the soft moss and this very tall stair that runs through these halls that you've slowly begun to get familiar with. Okay, so,
Really is smaller on the outside.
yes, it's... As I said, the neighbors just kept sort of like having balls in people's like farmland or scaring off the fish in the rivers. So sometime back they decided to sort of stack all these places together and make them each their own like individual playing space. Though I'm beginning to wonder if everything will be holding stable, considering everything else that's changed.
Yeah, considering the whole plane collapsing thing, yeah.
Yeah, you might want to get everybody out of there. That sounds like it's not good.
I'll ask the Queen. I'm not a planar scientist. I fight. But, and he says, if you follow me, he leads you down the stairs and sort of gestures off to one of the doors to the leftward side of the room. And he's like, so, here we can make our first stop into the armory, I suppose, or, you know, where the singers do their work. If you would like. I believe, Zazel, I owe you a rapier, so...
Yeah, I'd like to learn how to use that. I think it'd look really good in my hands. Well, you want me to be more deadly, right? Like, yeah, sure, I can hit real hard, but give me a blade and I'll show you what I can do with it.
Honestly, a rapier feels too elegant for you.
No, man. Have you seen some of the stuff I do? I used to be an acrobat, actually. During school.
It just cocks an eyebrow.
You used to be an acrobat? What?
It was in high school.
What did you do?
I did like backflips and like stuff like that.
Do it now. Do it now.
Do a backflip.
Do
All
it.
right, I think I can do a backflip still.
Do it.
Make an acrobatics check.
In 16.
16? Yeah, it takes you, a second, you warm up, a nice standing backflip.
Still got it. And I parkour all the time, too. You gotta be very dexterous for that.
I have. Wait. Is that how you climb the tree?
Yeah, that's how I climb the tree.
Ah.
Well, that is very interesting.
Why?
And passing through the door, you are led into a much more dim atmosphere. It's not quite like a nightscape in here, but it is sort of more like a as you step in, it's another ring of trees, but they sort of completely encapsulate what would be like the sky above to be a complete canopy. And so there's, you know, a ring of circles. Did I just say that? No, I didn't.
It's like a ring of just tiny little circles.
Oh my gosh.
Give the giggles.
I hate you. Okay, no. So it's a ring of trees and sort of surrounding this grove, and they've all grown up to be the canopy. You get little sort of strands of light poking through here and there, but it is kind of dim. And off to the side, you can actually see where there is a couple of dryads that you're now getting a little more familiar with, and they're both just like a male and female. They're both on the taller side, probably close to 6 foot, with that like deep green skin and hair arranged out of just sort of like vines and flowers. Both of them have longer hair, but it's been pulled back. And as you can approach, you also see there's a couple of bugbears that are sitting on the ground beside them. And as they're going, these two are sort of like singing like a soft tune in a language that you don't really understand, as they're like taking branches and sort of like weaving them with their hands. It's almost like they're molding it like clay, and as they do this, they're slowly like feeding the actual woodworking then over into the hands of the bugbears, where they are sort of finishing them off, and then you can see they have various like grinding stones and finishing tools with them. And Marcus says, "Well, so here we are. These
It's
are
not as hard as I thought it would be.
no, well, there's no fire really involved in tree shaping, so no need for it."
I feel like that would probably make it into charcoal.
Well, yes and no. And he, with a sort of a wave of his hand, Marcus resummons his rapier, and he's like, "You could probably try to set it on fire, but I don't believe it would burn." And then he sort of dismisses it again, but he's like, "Well, let me introduce you to Leas," and he gestures to the young female dryad, "and Leos, our master shapers." And as you look at them, getting a closer look, they are twins, and they are just sort of like they half acknowledge, look up, and smile, and then just keep kind of doing what they're doing without stopping their little song.
Nice to meet you too.
And both of them sort of like look at you and then kind of softly nod, and one of the bugbears sit down and is like, "Oh yeah, you don't really want to interrupt mid-song. It's just messes up the flow. Just give them like a minute or two."
Yeah, I was actually a little concerned I might have to sing along. I'm actually not that great.
Hang on. Flora, roll a d20 for me.
Oh fuck.
It explodes and everybody's dead. The end.
Oh damn it. Okay, D20. Roll. Oh no. Oh, that's a 2.
Oh no.
Oh fuck.
1 second.
No! Why did I try to be whimsical?
Because you are a child and that is what happens.
Hey, Gray, can you make a dexterity save for me?
Oh no.
Okay. Oh, just re-roll that because I threw it out of the box. Hey, that's a nat 20. So.
Okay. So
yeah.
as Flora starts doing this little vocalization, the ground under you it just shifts a little, and like a vine starts to shoot up and like tries to wrap around one of your legs as you quickly step out of the way.
Sorry.
It's okay. You know, plants sometimes do that.
Trying to help. You know.
Well, you definitely helped it grow.
Oh, well, that's quite the talent you have there. It certainly would need a lot of refining, but I think you could perhaps shape all sorts of things.
We just need practice with the one.
Maybe not while they're doing stuff.
Maybe not.
I mean, what is the worst that could happen, right?
That wasn't a song. That was just me.
He's like looking at the ground, like,
Don't you do it.
Don't you dare!
What? That, what? Lots of people sing without any words.
Oh no.
And as you hear sort of their song kind of come to a close, you look over and they've just finished, and you can see now that what they had been wrapping and sort of feeding, they've essentially turned this like thick, dark wood branch into a spiral pattern that wraps into like a big flat plate, like it would be a shield. And Leo sort of looks over and says, yeah, hey, so Marcus, it's been a bit, and this young lady, is this?
Hello.
Well, it's quite good to see you, young lady. Now,
Hi.
what can we do for everyone today?
I honestly have no idea. That is very interesting what you are doing, though.
Yes, it is a practiced art. A number of years we've sort of worked to perfect, and we've really nailed it down. We don't have to worry about any metals, and it comes in quite handy.
I'd say those blades, especially the one that Marcus wields, that's quite something there.
Yes, well, Marcus's blade is truly something else, but we can come quite close.
Kind of why we came here. I would be honored to wield a blade like that.
Oh, well, certainly. Is there a shape you had in mind? We do keep a fair number, just sort of on hand, but...
Well, I'm actually not trained with a rapier, but I've always wanted to learn how to use it.
Oh, okay, here, let me... And he sort of just kind of shuffles off into the trees. And you can just hear him kind of like softly vocalizing off in the behind the trees, and he comes back a minute later with like a bundle wrapped in his arms, and he lays it out, and there's like 7 or 8 different rapiers of varying lengths and sizes, and some of them you can see are like more to a Flora size, and then others are, you know, almost 5 feet in length, like a good size. But there are a few in the center that look like they'd be a pretty decent fit for you.
Good lord, some of these are as large as, almost as tall as I am.
Yes, well, we do sometimes make items for some of the larger Fey folk or others who may ask, so we try to keep a good variety.
I'll say, wow, these are all amazing. Are they all effectively the same, or are they kind of like a wizard's wand? They're all different.
They're each sort of sang from a bit of a unique wood, and as he says this, he kind of gestures down, and you can see that there's one of that, like, deep black wood that Marcus's is made of, inlaid with those little bits of silver. There's another that's sort of like almost like a soft pink. And like one of like a deep chestnutty brown color.
It's pink.
Any that are mahogany?
God damn it.
You knew I was gonna ask.
Well, I mean, if you didn't, I would have, so.
No, unfortunately we don't have any mahogany around here to sing out.
Oh man, well,
Should you want one and you can get us, I guess, like a sapling or like a grafting of one, then we could make it happen.
I will make that my quest, but I definitely would like to take that black one with the silver linings in it, just like Marcus's.
An excellent choice. The ironwood holds up quite well. It will take, I'm sure, a bit of getting used to it. It's on the heavier end, but it's quite
Feels
the blade.
about right for a sword, at least what I'm used to, at least the metal.
If anything, it might be a little heavier than like a metallic sword.
Okay.
It's very dense, but as you handle it, you can see it is sharp as a razor.
So, like, how do I store it? Do you have a sheath, or...?
Oh, yes, and he gestures to his sister, Laius, and she sort of softly sings and reaches out towards the grass, and she sort of just pulls up on the grass as it shapes into like this neatly woven thick sheath made out of various reeds and grass.
Now, that is awesome. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. How much do you want for it?
Oh, well, if you're here as a friend of both Marcus and the young lady, it's pay no mind to price.
I appreciate that, I really do, but craftsmanship like this, I have to do something for you. Is there anything you need out there, or maybe the mahogany tree will do, because you don't seem to have any there.
Certainly, if you... We'll call it a deal then. Bring me a mahogany tree, and it will be even.
That's a deal. Hand out.
Yeah, and he shakes it.
Hey, DM.
Yes.
While all this was happening, and having watched Flora just sing random notes and stuff happen,
Mhm.
Gray's going to like lean down and try to just, I don't know, hum at the grass and see if anything occurs.
Make a charisma check.
Just a side note, while you're doing this, Zazel has already cut himself with his own blade.
or a performance, I suppose.
A performance?
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh! Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Yes.
As you sort of like lean down and softly hum, there's no like specific shape that starts to form, but in a few places, little flowers just start to poke up from the ground.
I just smile at them and then stand back up like I didn't do anything.
I saw.
Smells so very pretty.
What?
The flowers we were looking at.
Oh, yeah. There. They are.
Ow. Gray!
Hmm.
I cut myself.
What? Well, it's sharp. It's a weapon.
I had to test it.
Why would
Shouldn't you like try cutting like fruit or something rather than your?
You're supposed to shave the hair off your arm, and well, look, and I'm bleeding.
Okay, come here. And I'm just gonna yank his arm over to me, and I
Zazel
am
takes
not.
5 damage.
You know what? I'll take it. I'll commit to the bit.
You just weapon attacked yourself with a rapier.
Get over
Maybe I
here.
have to teach you lessons.
And I do have an herbalism kit. I'm just gonna like friggin' wrap him up. I'm not using a spell.
I can't blame you because spells don't come back after short rest.
Glams is very curious about this because of the fact that shaving is not a thing they do. It's they just if they want hair, they put it out. If they don't, just pull it back in.
Just pull it back in.
Because
Use-
Zazel whacks his chest, and the answer is yes, he does.
Because it makes them faster.
Yeah, because he's also in wrestling. That's why.
He's a
that's
he's a
right.
swimmer, you know. You gotta be shaved. Like a
Aerodynamic.
newborn.
He gets in the ring and he just oils himself up and has a glistening oil all over.
Ugh. I mean,
Don't you normally have to use that on like potatoes? Why do you want to put it on yourself?
That's just what you do. Like here, and I'll pull out a dagger that I have that's like not nearly as sharp, and just show how I just shave a little bit of hair off, not skin, a little hair.
Just a little bit of skin.
Just takes off another chunk.
we just went over this. Don't make me have to heal you, because you're testing your weapon on yourself.
I had
Please.
no idea it was gonna be that sharp. I was just a little off on the angle.
Gray's going to just like, okay, and like give a slight slap to the cut that he just wrapped up, and like motion at him like I'm watching you.
And so Laius, the other of the twins, she sort of wanders over to you, Gray, and as she's she doesn't say anything at first. She just kind of like stares as you fix up Zazel's arm, and then she sort of politely steps up. Excuse me, could I perhaps see your shield for a moment?
And I just will gently take my shield off and hand it over. Just be careful. I have a flower in the back of it.
But of course, most certainly. It's I can. There's a little bit of magic from this. It's quite nice.
Yeah.
Would you mind if I sang to it?
Oh, go for it.
And she does. She sort of, as she softly sings to it, you can see where you had initially sort of set the flower against the shield and kind of grafted it in a little bit. More and more of those roots start to kind of take hold around and sort of push out from the back of it. And now they've started to wrap around the rim of the shield itself.
No.
With little bits of greenery sort of now kind of poking out from the branches as it kind of wraps in and around. Resembling much more similarly to the shield that they had just crafted, but with the little flowers in it. Still saying, like, nice and bright and healthier than I think even before.
Oh.
And she hands it back and she's like, it's...
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Take good care of that. It's just a beautiful little flower and a neat little piece of magic.
It is a beautiful flower. Thank you so much.
She's very happy that you're bringing her with you.
I'm very happy to have been able to accept and bring her with me as well.
And she just sort of kind of nods and steps back and starts going about the process of kind of plucking at another branch and starting to like kind of lightly vocalize at it as it sort of kind of grows down towards where she's headed.
Cool.
Well, Marcus, if there's any other business to attend, otherwise I'm afraid we have our work cut out for us this morning and for some days to come, so... And he's like, well, if any of you want anything else, I suppose now would be the time. Otherwise, we can make our way to continue our explorations elsewhere.
Making my way.
Unfortunately, there's not much I can really ask for. Not much you can do with a gun, I believe.
Yes, unfortunately, projectiles with black powder aren't really in the purview of tree singing.
Not the worst part is, this is not even that. Just holds out their hand and the hex gun flashes into it with a blast of red and gold energy.
Oh, well,
Doesn't even fire actual bullets.
it's pretty in its own way, though.
It is
Uh,
I've been questioned quite a bit about it lately.
Should you ever want, perhaps, a bow, though, we could perhaps help with that. I don't know if that's your preferred method of fighting with a range, but it sounds like it's a bit magical.
I definitely am more magical, even though this is the only way I can cast it.
Well. All right then, everyone. Shall we continue our journeys elsewhere?
Yeah, we go into the nerd room next?
The nerd room.
Nerd room?
Yeah, the room with all the books.
The library?
Yeah, nerd room.
You know, Zazel, I'm going to have to introduce you to some romance novels.
I know you know what a library is. You had all of these facts about owl bears.
Yeah, I went to the nerd room for the owlbear facts.
Oh my god.
I want to be piggyback rided.
It's
Alright, get on.
plural gods. Here we go.
I'm gonna go, Marcus. Your arm's hurt.
It'll be
And she'll,
alright.
like, on her way over to Marcus, she's gonna pop where the thing was wrapped up.
Just give a nice little slap on the arm.
Yep.
You're 2 feet tall. I guess I'm only 5 foot, so. I'm like 5'7".
Look, and little Flora, she's got hops.
I got mad hops. Hops for days.
Great, I have a quick question. How do you sleep in that thing we slept in last night? I don't know how, but I felt like I was some sort of butterfly this morning.
It's a butterfly?
I was wrapped up in the cocoon, basically.
You did get a little tangled, huh?
Just a little bit.
Yeah, well, you just can't toss and turn as much.
The more you sleep in them, the more you get used to them.
Yeah.
As Marcus is saying this, rather than piggybacking you, he just picks Flora up and he just pops you up on his shoulders.
Yes.
And then as he does this, he sort of like heads back towards the side of the grove as he like crouch walks to make sure that as you step back into like a real doorway, you don't donk your head. He keeps you just high enough though, where you can like slap the roof of the door hang.
Oh my goodness.
Totally does that. Totally slaps the top of the door frame.
What it would be like to be that tall normally.
See, Marcus is kind. Ethan one time purposely did not duck. Though to be fair, we did prank him that morning.
And honestly, Flora, he may have just genuinely forgotten.
I don't know. He's smart.
I was going to say,
He
you
is,
say
but he's a big softy. He would never intentionally let anything happen to you.
I mean, you're going. You said he's some sort of wizard.
Yeah, he's a wizard.
Yeah, they can get very stuck in their own heads.
He's real smart. Real big in the noodle.
Very wrinkly brain, eh?
Quite the noodle that one has.
If only you could meet him.
I'm sure they will in time, Flora. I'm sure. I know, just you have to be patient.
I mean, at the very least, if we touch enough of his stuff in his room, he might show up.
I already slept in there, he knows.
Listen, just remember, Flora, if you see him before I do, I definitely didn't take any of his things.
Mm.
Oh, that's right. We took that thing.
No, he took nothing. You saw nothing.
We took absolutely nothing, and no one can prove
Nothing.
anything.
Nothing happened. I only slept in there.
And she's doing like the you don't see anything hand motions.
And heading out, you are led down another flight of stairs, into just sort of like an entryway off to the side rather than down the standard staircase. And at the foot of the stair, the transition happens gradually as you take the last few steps. As this whole area is sort of like a brightly lit, like, at first you think it's a field with like a hedge maze, but as you look out, you can see that you're a fair amount out in the sky, and sort of like kind of looking over, you can see that this whole platform you're standing on is built into the branches of a tree. But up here on this, there are rows and rows of these hedges, sort of shaped in a maze. And at the center, where there is sort of the center of the tree itself, it spirals up into a staircase, and there seems to be another level above it. And off to the side, there are a number of these little, well, not quite little, various sized Flyamantia mushroom caps that are sort of well worn and shaped almost to be little chairs.
Oh.
Those are absolutely adorable.
Ah, yes, well, welcome to the library.
Does the library have any maps? Because I'm gonna go try to find them.
Oh,
I don't.
most assuredly. Here, just a moment. And Marcus sort of looks around and then just calls out, Ori! Ori! Hello! And a minute later, just over the side of one of the hedges, you see it's like a white owl head kind of poke its head over.
Cute.
Oh, is that another hobbit?
I don't think so.
Is it really far away?
No.
I
No.
gotta go inside.
And as you wait a moment, you can hear the flapping of wings softly. And this owl, just like a large white owl, sort of floats over and lands on Marcus's arm. She does say, hello. Welcome. Hello, Flora. And you recognize that you've definitely worked with her before.
Wait.
Hello.
Wait. Are you a Fey Lord?
No, I'm a librarian.
how long have you been able to talk?
My whole life?
Okay, I apologies. We met a ex-Fey Lord who said he gave his powers to an owl, so...
Interesting.
I thought maybe we found him. Her. Them, sorry.
Oh, no worries. No, I've been here for quite some time. But I am one of the two caretakers of this library. I'm afraid I'm not the best at carrying books, but I'm certainly good at finding them. Is there anything you're particularly looking for today?
I'm just looking for maps. I need to find out how to get back to Glasscore. And also, like, we want to check on his family as well. So, like, regional... You're from the Starry Court, right? Gray? Gray?
Yeah,
Gray?
yes. It's the Starry Grove.
Starry Grove. All right, yeah, Starry Grove. Excuse me, I'm just from the city, and this is my first time being out, so if I'm a little rude, I apologize.
Oh, all right then. Yeah, just a moment. And she...
Also, do you have any books on, like, how to wield a rapier? That would actually be interesting.
Just a book on modern weaponry, certainly. One.
So out of curiosity,
Sorry.
okay, so would you happen to have anything about Shape Lintra?
The name sounds familiar. I could point you to the direction. Are they a Fey figure or are they a mortal?
They, as I have discovered, are of the Fey, variety.
Well, we have sections on various histories and, Alright, well, yes, so there is a section on histories, biographies, autobiographies, if... I can lead you over to if you want to peruse that, because I'm not familiar exactly. As for maps, I can get you sort of like a... Like a map of the mortal plane, yes? Or a different plane?
Oh, you don't know.
I think we might need both, just for references.
Well, when you say both, I mean, there's a number of places we have maps of. I can't guarantee they're all accurate, but...
So let's just say if we were to transpose the mortal plane on top of a map of the Feywilds, just for timekeeping's sake, do you think you might have one of those, like where everything is relative to one another?
Well, there is no map of the Feywild. That's... You can't map it. It's a fluid changing landscape. But I can get you a map of... Hold on, and she just kind of flutters away.
You know, that should not surprise us. Remember, we had to keep changing where we were going because of the sun deciding it wanted to go towards the Winter Court.
Here's the problem, though. If it's truly combining, eventually they can do a map of the Feywilds.
Except it just happened, so.
I was going to say, or perhaps it would end up the other way, and the material plane would end up a wee bit more fluid.
Well, here's my thoughts on it, okay?
Hello,
Let's say that the Feywilds, in the magic of the Feywilds, is like hot. It's heat, right? Heat spreads out. So yes, the Feywilds will become less magical, where the mundane plane will become more magical. You know what I'm saying? Depending on which one's bigger, it depends on the dilution.
Maybe ask Torella this, or perhaps a question for even my dear brother.
Who's your brother?
Ethan, the court mage.
Oh.
Yeah, the big nerd.
Yeah.
Sorry. Head nerd.
I'm not gonna lie, out of character here, thought I was talking to the owl. Anyway, not Marcus. Kateri.
Well, Marcus sort of chimed in as well, but
I'm big dumb. Excuse me.
no worries,
Anyway.
no worries. Yeah, because the owl, she just flew away to go look for things.
And I want you to know that this is, you know what? I'm gonna have it that I still ask the question, just because I totally still thought I was talking to the owl and not Marcus, and then I realized because I was looking around at everything that it was Marcus I asked that question to, and I feel kind of dumb. All right, continue.
Valid.
What's
the owl flew off while you were trying to talk.
what's the return policy here on these books? Because I owe the mundane library like 50 gold because I do not return things on time.
Oh, no worries. They'll just take your hands.
I'm not taking anything out of here. I need these hands.
No, they won't take your hands. That'd be ridiculous.
I mean, to be fair, I think a couple people in last school who would probably do that.
Typically, no. Nobody really takes anything out of the library. If you're here, you just kind of read it. If need be, we can see about having specific things transcribed, or maybe if it's an old map, we could perhaps just take it and so forth.
Yeah, I'm. So, just to everyone else, I am kind of looking into this because I really do not think that just removing his debts will get Shay to help out.
And as you're saying this, from down the spiral staircase, this like almost 7 foot tall, just like this big white shaggy creature kind of descends and starts heading over to you, and you can see him as it goes. This kind of like the head bobs up and above and below each of like the hedges.
Hello?
Oh, hello. And as you get close, you can see that he is a bugbear, but possibly just so ancient. He's got like these thick set features and these very long eyebrows that sort of kind of droop down halfway across his face and kind of mingle with where his mustache and beard also kind of droop down.
I love him.
Should we teach him to groom that, or should he just braid it? I think it'd look kind of cool if he braids it.
And it's just sort of like the eyebrows and like mustache and beard area are like a brighter white, and then everything else is just sort of like that kind of like gray white. But he's like, I have an escort here. I'm to bring one of you over to the section for biographies and autobiographies.
Oh boy. Hello.
Have fun.
Right this way, follow me.
Good luck.
Thank you. I'm gonna wander off.
And he makes it like 4 steps, and then he stops for a minute, and he's like, oh, excuse me, just a moment. And then he turns around, and he walks back over, and he's like, I have a map here if someone asked for a map.
That was me. Yeah, I'm looking for a map.
Okay, here you go.
All right, thanks so much. No,
And then he just turns and keeps walking back.
I'm actually going to maybe follow as well
Okay.
to help out Glam with whatever they are trying to research.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, here, one moment. I'm gonna pull up my map for you guys.
Really appreciate this guy.
Oh, we get the Landlord map.
Woo! It's the map, it's the map, it's the map, it's the map, it's the
There's a
map.
place you wanna go. I'm the one you need to know.
I'm the map.
There are
And
no
then
maps.
we were copyright strike.
Everybody's gone.
The
Did it
channel's gone because of
demonetize?
DMCA.
Did it demonetize?
Wanna get DMCA?
Amazing. It's like we got DMCA'd before we ever had an opportunity to do anything.
Oh.
All right. We're exporting the map because it's doing it in a larger HD export. Thanos, the copyright keeper, snaps his fingers, and my channel just disappears.
And we disintegrate into nothing. Half of all of them.
Double the servers.
Don't send me away. I am too pretty to die.
All right. So yes, here you are. I'm afraid it's. I'll wait till they come back because I'm not sure how to date this map is.
Wait. Did we just continue walking?
You guys did, yes. So this is just Marcus now talking to Flora and Zazel as you two have just wandered off following this old bugbear.
Yeah, we're gone.
No, it was more that I thought that the bugbear went back to drop off the map, and we're still walking.
no, he just
Oh.
gave it.
Handing off the map.
You guys made it like 5 feet before he remembered he had a map in his hands to give to them, and then turned back around.
He's old. He forgot.
Oh.
And he leads you into these hedges, and as you go, it's sort of both of you make an intelligence check for me.
Oh boy.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I need you to address who you're talking to. I thought you were still doing with Marcus in the map.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. You two. Yes.
You two, as in me
Gray
and Glam.
and Glam, please.
Oh, thank you.
Make an intelligence check.
Sorry.
You know, I can work with this. 14.
14.
If I were intelligence, what am I doing? Am I just adding my whatever my score is?
Yeah.
Hey, guess what? 14.
14. You guys keep a pretty good hold on it. It's definitely like almost immediately as you head into this hedge, he just like turns right, turns left, takes a right, takes another right, left, and it's just like a winding maze as you pass through here. And then finally he cuts around another corner and he's like, here we are, and he just gestures towards like a dead end alcove of hedges.
Are there books?
Yeah.
Have you've never been here before? Okay.
No.
Sure. So just do this, and he reaches up one of these big old mitts of his, and just sort of softly runs it along the hedge at eye level. And as it does, the hedge itself sort of kind of like shifts back, and behind it you can just see rows and rows of books, kind of like softly nestled into the hedge.
Oh.
You know,
Okay.
That is a very nice way of
And
keeping the books safe.
it should wrap all the way around and down 4 or 5 rows.
Oh. Thank you. Are you going far?
I'm going to go back to my duties. If you need something and you can't find your way, just yell. Someone will come get you.
Okay.
He just shambles right off.
Oh, okay.
Is it?
So I would like for Glam and Gray, could you both make an investigation check for me
Sure.
to do some searching?
Holy, was not expecting that. 22, natural 20.
Nice. I have a 13, so
I know what I'm looking for.
yeah, I'm just kind of there and helping, trying to help.
Yeah, so as the two of you sort of just start kind of poking through and just kind of running your hands along the various spots in the hedges, as it peels away further and further, and you see more and more of these books, there's, many, many books in a wide variety of languages, some that you understand, some that you don't. But on the third shelf, as you're kind of poking through, you find the first book that seems like it could be promising, and it's titled Histories of Varied Archfey.
Oh, this could be useful.
Yeah.
Going to pull it out and
Do you, I can hold it while you're.
I appreciate it. Just going to. Is there anywhere we can like put it down at least, so that poor Gray doesn't have to hold onto it?
It's okay. I can.
As you start saying this, one of those little mushrooms starts to kind of sprout up and forms sort of like a soft little table here in like the center of your little catty-cornered area.
Oh, convenient. And I'm just gonna place the book on that.
This would be so useful for my room.
Agreed. I think it would have been something useful in the tavern, so that you can just pop up more bar stools if we were crowded.
You just see like Glam's brain explode there.
What? Are you okay?
That is brilliant.
Right, and then if you wanted to sit, you can sit. If you wanted to go away, you could be standing at the. Okay.
I wonder what would happen if they started to pass out drunk.
Maybe you could catch them. I don't know how intuitive it is.
But as you guys keep kind of searching through, you find a book titled Trickster Fae. And a Variety of Schemes is the title.
Yeah. Alright, that is another for the pile, I suppose.
Okay. Should we keep looking, or should we like? They said we can't take the books out, right? So.
I will say that I like to follow the rule of three. If I cannot find it in two of these, I can probably find it in one last one.
Oh, okay. So, if you want to search the shelves, I can get started on. What are you specifically looking for? Maybe I can skim.
I am looking for just, I guess, general information about shape, as well as perhaps anyone who might have come out on top, essentially.
Okay.
Because as I said, I do not feel like canceling his debts is going to get him to help. So we may have to we may have to go about this in another way.
Okay. I can. You look for another book. I'll start skimming.
All right.
Alrighty. Would you like to make another investigation check? I guess both of you. One to find a third book of relevant, and Gray to start skimming.
Oh, that's catty-cornered.
All right.
You said investigation?
Da.
21.
21.
And I have an 18.
Okay. With the 21, going through, and as you sort of like make your way to the other side of the shelves and kind of start poking over there.
Making my way.
You find another one, and it says a history of granted titles, and independence within the realms.
Oh no.
Gosh, yeah. I fight it every time now too, because after like 190 episodes of listening to Critical Role, yes, it's broken my brain.
Look, I have to fight doing the 21 meme every time I get that number.
You think that's bad? Taylor decided to sing Taylor Swift's 22 every time someone rolled a 22.
So that hits you. That hits you as well. Fuck.
I don't know about you.
But I'm
See-
feeling 22.
The only bad thing is if I were there, I'd have to respond with the meme version, which, bitch, I hope the fuck you do.
Amazing.
So what's 10 plus 9? 21.
And Gray, as you start kind of combing through, you do you don't catch any like specific mention of the who he's talking about. Just on like first glance, like flipping through. There are like a couple of allusions to sort of like odd gambling fae, but nothing like that mentions him by name.
I'm gonna like try to keep tabs on those like pages, and I'm gonna do a cardinal sin. And Gray is absolutely dog-earing
I was going
these
to say,
pages.
I was going to say
No.
worst case, Glam would let you have the other deck of cards to use as bookmarks as well.
Except for Gray didn't ask, and Gray's definitely
Yeah.
just bending the pages.
That's what I said. If you had asked, but if we're not,
Yeah.
I mean, Glam does kind of dog-ear books because nobody ever gets them back after all.
How do I give you guys negative inspiration?
You just make them roll disadvantage next roll.
I can't believe you've done this.
Especially considering Gray could have definitely made some form of something to be a bookmark. He just didn't. He's Russian.
You know, Druidcraft.
Yeah. Anyway. But I'm gonna dog-ear those pages so that I can point them out to Glam, because I don't really know exactly what I'm looking for, and he would have better insight, but this seems kind of similar.
Yeah.
Just gonna bring the third book over as well. This seems a bit more dense, as it were, but it might be useful as well.
So these are in this one I noticed whichever book I was flipping through first, I guess, that I saw that stuff too.
Yeah, the first one would have been just like a history of, you know, Archfey and so forth.
And I'm gonna point out the stuff so he could look at it in a little more depth, and maybe he catches something more.
Yeah.
And I'll take the book that he just brought over and start flipping through that one.
Okay. Make another investigation check for me.
Hey. That
this
would
Gray?
be
Yeah.
Okay.
21.
21. So you flip through, kind of like speed read as fast as you can, and you don't see anything regarding that name in this book either. But make just a flat intelligence check for me.
Oh, but I'm not smart. Rude. Hey! But that was a good roll. That's a 19.
19.
Yeah.
You do catch a couple of names, and I'll DM them to you.
The dancer in Starlight. I don't know if that's really that relevant for you, Glam, but
I was about to say that seems more for you, but that is quite interesting.
and Florinu, I could be, I really wish they put like little things that told you their pronunciations next to the names when they first appear. With
I mean, sometimes they have the pronunciations in the back of the books.
yeah, sometimes there might be, but in the footnotes.
Here's the other thing. Glenn, you didn't really think anything of it. What languages do you know again?
Just Common and Sylvan.
Okay, so yes, all right, you're good, because these books are in Sylvan.
I mean, I would certainly hope so if they're about Archfey.
Yes, and as you're... Sorry.
What? I'm sorry.
Oh,
Go
great.
ahead.
You started to talk. I wasn't sure what you were saying.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Yes, as you kind of are combing through, make a wisdom check for me, Glam.
Alright, wisdom check. Not terrible, 13.
13? As you're kind of combing through this, you sort of, I'll send you up a list of these individual names afterwards, but it's a list of varied names and each of them you think might fit Shay, but you get the impression that it's strongly possible that if he's in a book somewhere, it's not under a name that he would have given you.
Oh, absolutely.
So there's a few different references to a gambling trickster, or tester of fate, roller of dice, and it's all of the names tend to be kind of like a little more flowery than they need to be.
It makes sense. I'm coming across quite a few names related to gambling, rolling the dice, dealing with fate, and just it feels like he has kind of rolled off on me a little bit.
Should we like write some of these names down, maybe?
Oh yes, Glam had pulled out their notebook and started writing in it the names for later use.
Can I borrow a piece of paper from you?
I do happen to have one sheet of parchment, so go right ahead.
Oh, do you have another writing implement? I don't normally.
Oh no, go right ahead.
I don't want to take the one that you're using. I just,
No, if you need it, I've got. If you need it, you can use it. I can just hold on to the page for a little bit.
Okay.
We'll pull out one of their cards and put it in the spot.
And Gray's just gonna quickly write the info that he found down and then hand it back.
Yeah.
Missy?
I didn't think my handwriting was that bad, but okay.
Actually, I just realized I probably do have a second pen. I've got a forgery kit.
Yes, you would. If with a forgery kit, you would have a bunch of spare paper and extra writing implements.
I just forgot about that because I'm looking at everything else, and it's like, oh right, there's a forgery kit in here, in there.
I like the idea that Glam has so much trust issues that he won't let someone borrow a pen.
Glam would not let you borrow a pen.
I understand 100%. I'm going to chew on that.
You would drink the ink, I'm sure.
I have a wisdom of 14. I'm not that dumb. Oh, no, sorry. It's 16. I'm really not that dumb.
I don't know. Ink can smell pretty nice every once in a while.
Okay. So, just jotting a note
Anyway.
down. All right. Is there anything else you want to peruse while you're in this little section?
So this is the autobiography and biography section, right?
Yes, and just sort of like histories of important figures.
Because I don't want to take up too much more time, but Glam would want to look up Mona, as well as the Seelie and Unseelie queens.
Okay. So, with the book you already have, with like the individual histories and like little footnotes on most of like the important people, you see both an entry for both Torella, the current queen of the Seelie, as well as you find reference to both winter and summer, but as you kind of look at it, make a wisdom save.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's about how it always goes with the wisdom saves. 10.
Oh, okay. It's just, yeah, every time you sort of like really kind of go to focus on any of the text surrounding either of those, it just sort of jumbles into more and more unreadable nonsense. Like, you know, you'll start and you'll be like, Torella was, and then the next like 20 lines detail like the life of a goldfish, and you're led to the impression that perhaps this is intentionally obscured.
Probably. Anything about Mona?
There is a single line dedicated to her. It just says like Mona, minor arch, with like a tagline denoting like vassal of summer, essentially, stating granted fame for telling stories to Torella, and that's like the extent of the note on it.
Granted what?
A fane, place of power, Archfey's domain, essentially.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure what you had said there.
Yeah.
All right, that's. I mean, we have been copying down the information that we got, so
Yes.
I think we'll let that go back to Zazel and Flora then.
Okay. Yes. So, Zazel, currently kind of combing over the map. Marcus helps you out a little bit. It's kind of like pointing to things as you go. If you want, I can actually... I guess I don't really have an easy way to highlight things on the map. I don't have like a cursor you can just see. That would be smart.
We can actually just like talk it out like we're actually. All right. So which one's Glasscore? Is it the one over there with all the? It's not the palm trees. We don't have palm trees.
No. So everything over on the left half there. So you see where that crater is, sort of above the peninsula.
Yeah, I see that. I see that crater.
Everything to the left of there would be sort of where the Empire's territory would be.
Are you talking about all that dead, like, brown land?
Well, I think the map is just kind of faded. Some of that is grassland, and there's a lot of forest in there as well. It's quite dense.
No, that's barbecue sauce.
What?
Someone got barbecue sauce on your map.
Oh, great. Just what we always wanted.
Don't worry, we'll get Glam to come in here and clean it up. So anyways, like, where are the other human cities? You said Glasscore was not the only one, right?
No, Glasscore is not the only one. So Glasscore is... You see where that mountain is sort of poking out with the little star just to the right of it?
Yeah, I see that.
So that would be where Glasscore is properly.
Okay.
So north of that, that would be right about where the capital, I suppose, or like the Emperor's city would be, used to be. This map is out of date. It is no longer there.
Okay, so like, where are we at? Or is that possible for us to see?
That's... We'll give this to Torella when we see her later, and I'm hoping that she can give us sort of an estimate based on whatever the scouts have been telling us. But yeah, so those other 3 stars off to the left there are all other human domains and cities.
Okay, are there any human domains that are friendly to the Feywilds?
Friendly?
You've got to have some worshippers, right?
We have friends in the mortal plane, but they typically aren't of the Empire, because the Empire has been taught that we don't exist or that we are monsters.
Oh boy. Okay, so literally the Empire controls all human or humanoid life. All mortal life, we'll call it that.
No, not necessarily. So if you look over there on the peninsula, you can see there's that little... Well, there's a star in the jungle there, and that is one of the elven domains and capitals.
Okay, that would make sense. The elves would be cool with y'all.
And then just off to the northeast of there, up in the other jungle, there's another smaller city, and it's home to some more elves, and both. There's a number of orcish folk that live in these cities, more gnomes, kind of any of the fey folk.
So are they friendly to human or human-looking people?
I don't see why not.
Because I've heard stories, and again, I know propaganda and everything, but I've heard stories of elves eating people.
Elves don't... Most elves I know don't even eat meat.
That's just what we're told, especially the drow. Those are the worst ones, apparently.
That's... I don't think they go by that name anymore. The Underdark has collapsed a long time ago. Anyone who is of a dark elven descendant just lives on the surface too.
Oh, okay. Because, like, I need to know how far I'm going to need to go. That's all.
Yes, well, I wish I had a better portrait of where we are, but somewhere, I should assume.
So what are the names of these cities? At least the elven capital. I think that'd be more accepting to people who are not of elven descent.
The name of that city is something that I told you last session, and I don't remember.
That's a really long name. They should really think about renaming it.
But we'll call... I'm going to rename it right now. I'm going to name it on my map. And it's going to be Venar, V-E-N-A-R.
All right, excellent. And maybe we can get this transposed. That way I can have a copy of it.
Oh, yes. Here, that I believe you can probably just take. They're very out of date.
Sounds good. If they're chopping anybody's hands off, you took it.
Okay, well, we'll be sure to make sure that if anyone's hands get chopped off, they're mine first. All right, well, aside from the map, I know there's a number of strange things. There are Most of what we have to the south is still relatively unexplored. I'm sure that there's stuff down there, and maybe the elves have kind of combed that area out a bit more. These maps are, goodness, probably 600 years old.
That's really old, yeah. Gonna have to update that. I mean, if we can. I'm not sure how any of this magic works. I just know it's not gonna be normal.
Indeed.
Like, what's the plan here? Are we gonna, like, try to separate them again?
That's a big question. That's a big question, my young friend.
I quite imagine it to be like mixing metals together. It's gonna take a lot of work, and it's probably not gonna work.
Maybe. Flora, are you back yet? She ran away for a minute.
I'm here.
Okay, wasn't sure.
Whoa.
I looked away, and she scampered off into the maze. I don't know where she had gone.
Oh, I just saw her go down those books. She's deep in the nerd layer now.
A minute or two after they left, too, the little owl sort of fluttered back, and she had it's sort of like a small book on just like varying different like sword forms and martial styles, kind of clutched between her claws for you. She kind of fluttered down, dropped it, and then fluttered back off again.
Oh, thank you. Hey, what kind of things do you like? Food, gifts, anything?
As she flutters away, she's like, just normal food like everyone else. Flutter, flutter, flutter.
What'd you think I was gonna do? Get her a rat? That's mean.
I don't know. I mean, I can see you doing that.
No, man. If I had like a cupcake, I would definitely have given it to her. Cause like that's a lot of work.
I
She
still
needs to
have
refill
muffins.
those calories. That's a lot of deficit.
And a minute after the same owl, she kind of flutters down on top of the hedge over by both you, Graham and Glay. Gray and glam. Goodness gracious. Let's just combine those words and say them like word salad.
We're never allowed to split off again.
Yeah. You're going to be you and you from now on.
No, don't do it.
G and G.
Yeah, G and G.
The G squad.
The
Changeling
squad.
twins.
God.
Um,
You know what? Maybe if we find out what my real name is, and we can talk about changing this, okay?
GG's.
GG's.
Stellar.
Yes. Hello.
You know, she's. So, have you found things all right? Is there anything else we can provide for you or assist you with?
We found some we found some potential paths to follow. Do not try and look up anything on certain people. Your eyes will go crossed.
Oh, yes. No, that's a bit of a protection. You would need a just sort of a court seal to be able to take a look at some of that. You know, protective politics and the like.
Good to know.
And she flutters down onto your shoulder and she whispers quietly. She's like, "Between you and me, I think there's just things the queens don't want to talk about."
I mean, why do you think I wanted to look at it?
Gray's just going to nod wisely.
I just want the dish, okay?
And she's like, "Well, I can lead you back if you'd like. Or if you need a little bit more time, you're welcome to take a seat."
I was going to say, one other thing I really kind of want to know about is, I guess, the bond between someone and the patron.
Oh, like a magical patronage, or more like an apprenticeship?
Magical.
Oh, certainly. And you, young Gray, was it? Would you like to come along as well?
Yeah.
All right. And she just kind of like flaps and just kind of stays on your shoulder, and she's like, okay, so just walk straight out of here and then take right. And she just gives you a series of rapid instructions as you just kind of once again start combing through these maze corridors. And she leads you into this space. And once again, there's no labels anywhere. It's just a hedge. And she's like, here we are. This is a section on various things magical, be they of the pact variety or any other types of granted magic that may come about. So I believe on the left shelf would be more of the divine sort, the right sort would be arcane, and in between, take your pick, by all means, flip on through.
I'm going.
Thanks.
Merci beaucoup. I think I'm looking for the arcane more than anything else.
Alright, you want to make another investigation?
No, I'm gonna do it anyway.
May I help?
Yes, certainly. You can roll with advantage, or Gray can roll on his own. Up to you.
I mean,
What'd I miss?
I guess I'll do. 12.
12. Okay. You find a couple of things that could be promising. And Gray?
Oh, okay. That would be a 15.
A 15? So,
Yeah.
poking through, there's a few things sort of on, like, the nature of like, magic granted through bonds, and sort of some prominent figures in history, as you're kind of flipping through a bunch of books on, like, like one on, like, granted powers and, accepting the risks, or just, like, long, flowery titles that seem like they could be relevant, like, songs under, the shade of the boughs, the powers granted to us, and things of that nature. And as you see, there's a lot of examples of people taking up, but looking through, like, for a specific thing on sort of the nature of, like, what binds them, or, like, how to break them, there's very little that you can really see.
It is. I'm more looking for. It is not so much breaking them, because it's not that big of a problem there for me. It is more looking for, I guess, the muddling of memories, if that is any sort of effect it could have.
And as you flipping through, you can find a couple references to people whose memories were altered. And typically it either comes from, like, in the rare cases where somebody formed a pact with a being that was so sort of, like, obtrusive that it kind of overwrote them a little bit. There is reference specifically to someone like 900 years ago who had formed a pact with the eternally screaming one. And even the book is sort of dripping with the sarcasm to be like, and they truly thought it was a good idea up until the moment that the screaming drove them mad.
Sounds like someone who likes music with rocks in it.
Yes.
So this is good to know. If nothing else, I just I just wanted to know if it was something that was exclusive or if
With
something.
you?
Yeah.
No, I get it. Hmm. Well, we'll
I-
figure out what was taken from you, Glam.
Thank you, Gray. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, if anything else, I'm willing to help. So you won't be by yourself at least. Um, whether or not I'm helpful is a different story, but I will do what I can.
Look, you're the only person who has, outside of Toze, has really gone out of their way to help me when I was injured. I don't like feeling like I am a burden.
Well, I can tell you, you aren't one. So, I don't know how long we've been away from the group, and
As you guys are kind of staying there and chatting for a minute, on the side of one of the hedges, a flower sort of blooms and kind of grows out to face the two of you.
oh,
And as it opens up, there's just sort of like a little sunflower with kind of an alarming mouth at the center of it as it blooms.
cool.
And as it opens up, it hears, Glam and Gray, you are formally invited to tea with the Queen. Please make your way to the tea hall at your earliest convenience. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
And then it just shoots back into the thing.
Oh, well, I guess we are done with the library for now.
Suddenly seems like it, what in the... Why do flowers have mouths here?
Oh, come back.
Why not? And Gray is going to like spin for a second, because the owl's not with us anymore, right?
She has fluttered up and she's just kind of like lazily circling.
I'm just gonna sort of raise my hand slightly, and I don't want to shout, and I'm just gonna go,
Mwah.
hey, hey.
And she flutters directly back down to you. Yes, of course. Do you need your way out now?
Yeah, yes, please. We've kind of. You're really good at knowing exactly where to go, huh?
It's, I've been maintaining this library for 1,100 years? Give or take. You sort of learn it after a little while.
You don't look a day over 100.
Thank you. And then she lands back on your shoulder, Glam, as she's like, now, I rest my old wings for a minute. Let's walk back.
So, out of curiosity, what, like, the hedges could, have you ever thought about, like, allowing them to grow a tiny sign that says what section they are, so you don't always have to fly everyone?
Why would we do that?
Why not?
Because that takes out half the fun.
Oh, well, if
Most
it's the
people, we
fun.
just make them look.
Okay, that is pretty fun.
It's an educational scavenger hunt each and every time. Hey, sweetheart.
Hey, Flora.
Hi.
I bet I can carry more books on my head and walk further than you.
Oh, you're on.
Oh my goodness.
The things that are happening while me and Glam were doing some reading.
Yes,
We got-
so Oh,
We got the wholesome, y'all got the challenges.
at present, they are in a hedge maze on the side of a tree, within the confines of the Sealy Court. Yes. But yes, as the two of you both make dexterity checks for me. Let's see who can book longer.
I imagine the armory book, the standard basic combat book, just showed like rapier, pointy end, dangerous. Use this.
It shows you like a few different like proper forms on it as well. Make an intelligence check after as well to see, just get a feel for how much of that you've retained right out the gate.
Okay, cool. Here's
I
my
got a
dexterity.
Dirty 20 for dexterity.
Damn, you actually beat me. Just raw, you said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a 13.
Nice, Flora.
I got this. Yeah.
Yes. And
Oh man, it must be that flat head of yours. And I'll put my head on her head.
Lower center of gravity.
Someone's mama dropped her.
And as you say this, Marcus walks up behind you and puts his palm on your head. And he's like, I think it's actually just your weird oval head.
Yeah.
Ovals are pretty. Everyone knows that.
Nap.
Why are we talking about shapes?
I don't know. Let me see how much I learned from that book. Hold on.
Yes.
That wasn't bad. That was actually a 14.
14? Yeah. You retain sort of like a good portion of just sort of like how to move and kind of like essentially like maybe like a little practice regimen that you can start doing with it. And you figure like if you kind of work at it for a little bit, you'll start to kind of pick up a proficiency with it.
Oh, like, we just got bored, so Flora and I started playing some games because you two took forever out there.
Well,
We've got some needs. That is what I really needed.
We played book Jenga.
We did play Book Jenga, yeah. It was fun,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
You lost like twice.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Marcus was cheating.
No. Marcus would never cheat.
but would you cheat, Marcus?
At Book Jenga?
Yes.
Certainly not. It's a time-honored tradition.
Insight check.
Poor Marcus.
17.
17? Okay, hold on 2 seconds. I did roll for him. I gotta pull his sheet up.
Oh my god.
I love that, yes.
I was kind of hoping you'd waste a natural 20 on something silly. I love it when that happens.
Oh my gosh, it's always the best. Ah, here he is. Okay. Oh goodness gracious. Yeah, so with a big, bright, wide smile, he says, absolutely not. Did you know Book Jenga is in fact a time-honored tradition in this library?
I did not.
Why does that not surprise me somehow?
Twice a year, we take books and we make a tower 10 to 20 feet tall, depending on the year. And whoever loses has to put all the books back.
That sounds awful. Also, I'm not convinced you didn't create this game waiting for Marcus to be done in the library. I'm sorry, not Marcus, Ethan, sorry.
I mean,
Is that how this started?
Oh,
It is,
no,
isn't it?
no, if he's taking too long, I just leave.
if he's taking too long, I just start to like bother him. It works every time. You like touch the bottom of his earlobe and go, hello.
Do you like dangle it? Is he a dangler or is it like attached?
No, it's attached, but you like, if you like flick it with your finger, and then like eventually he gets annoyed. And then he's like, alright, let's go.
Flora's such a menace.
Out of curiosity, has the flower talked to you lately?
Laura
Oh.
talks to me all the time.
Wait, yeah.
I said a flower, not a flora.
Oh, no, oh, that makes sense. You weren't with me. Yes, we have tea now.
Yeah, that's why we came back.
Yeah, what kind of tea do they got?
Tea with the queen.
Any tea you can probably imagine. I'm sure we can make it happen. We're pretty good at growing ingredients here.
I just really like peppermint tea.
I could go for some green tea right now. I like that stuff.
I like you.
I would like
Wait.
some I think I would like some chamomile. It would be calming.
I drink coffee at the Queen's Tea House, but that's okay. Right this way. And as he
Who spilled the
Damn.
tea?
God damn it. Kid
for-
review, damn.
as you're walking down and he leads you to this door, you recognize that, like, this is a place that you have definitely been a couple of times before that you like and don't like. As you just sort of remember lessons in the past on etiquette and behavior. And as he leads you down the stairs and to this this lightly shimmering door. It's just covered in wildflowers. And rather than it having like a doorknob, as he approaches, the door sort of just like swings open, split in the middle. And it leads down a set of like stone stairs into an actual like chamber. This, instead of being completely outdoors, this one is sort of like a beautiful like whitewood sunroom with a very nice solid like live edge wood table with those like sang legs sort of going down into the ground underneath it, and a number of plush mushrooms and chairs of all varieties to sit in, and it is absolutely bedecked in pastries and little cakes and various things. And as you sit there, or as you step in, sitting at the head of the table in a very ornate series of mushrooms that have sort of shaped themselves into a very cozy looking kind of like recliner throne, is Torella, who's sort of just like softly holding like a little wood cup.
Flora's gonna try and be as etiquetted as she can and politely walk up and do her little curtsy.
Make a performance check for me.
Ah!
Cute.
Liam, are we supposed to be proper? I don't know how to do that.
Don't you
12!
don't you,
12?
like bow before a fight?
Ah.
As you walk down the steps and you do your little curtsy, and you just hear a noise you've heard a number of times, just sort of like the tick-tick clicking of a tongue, and just sort of buzzing from out of sight in two directions, you see two figures, even smaller than Flora, maybe 1.5 feet tall. These lithe little ladies in, you know, nice dresses and pixie wings as they float down, and each one of them sort of scoops Flora up by an arm and flutter her out of sight for a minute.
Is she in danger?
No, she's fine. Don't worry. I thought this would happen.
We don't bow before fights. We usually rip our shirt off and then yell at the crowd.
No, don't do that one.
Should I do
No.
that instead,
That-
Liam?
No, no.
I usually end up having to come in a little bit after. I
Um,
don't really pay to see you guys.
And it's sort of a whirlwind of you as you just hear, you know, a number of like quick like little chastisements, like, what have you done with your hair? These clothes, Flora, are you wearing armor right now? What are you doing? And like very quickly they have you changed into just like a little gown that would be appropriate for tea.
Aww.
Oh,
God.
cute.
Totally had like the bedhead was put into a little poof. You know, it totally wasn't fixed.
Yes.
And then she had like one shoe was falling off. It was a mess.
Yes, you have a pair of like cute little slippers on your feet now, and your hair has been like very quickly braided for you.
I look amazing.
I'm sorry if I'm setting off your dogs for the cute screech going off.
I need to draw her being taken away.
And then they drop a significantly cleaned up Flora back at your feet. All of the dirt and dust and things from her just like playing book Jenga 10 minutes ago gone.
Hello again.
You're clean.
I guess Glam's going to, after seeing that, just do their best, half curtsy, half bow.
And Torella sort of like, you can see she's suppressing a little bit of a chuckle as she takes a sip of tea. And just sort of gestures out, and she's like, take a seat anywhere. Have some tea. I have some news. Some good, some concerning, but news.
I would prefer you had said more good. Okay. And Gray's just gonna...
How large is this table?
I would say it's probably like 5 foot wide and like, I don't know, 15 feet long. It's a big table.
Okay, so it is an Alice in Wonderland style.
Yes, it is a very grand table, but it appears to have been made out of like a single slice of like a very wide tree.
Okay, well I'm gonna run my hands down the table as I continue to walk. The table is magnificent. Where's the joints?
There are no joints. This is all crafted from a single individual piece of wood.
I have never in my life seen a tree that big, and I'm going to sit comfortably close to the queen, but not up in her grill. I'm not trying to invade her space. So probably about 2 or 3 seats down. I'm sure she's at the head of the table.
Yes.
So I'm probably on the right side, about 2 or 3 seats down. I'd say 2 seats down, so it's comfortable for me to talk to her, but I'm not invading her space.
Yes.
Gray's gonna sit in the chair directly next to Zazel, so that if he goes to do something stupid, he can fucking step on his foot.
Are you closer to Torella than he is, or further away?
Further away.
Okay. And just to Torella's left, Marcus takes a seat in a chair that is sort of open for him.
So is he also at the head of the table, or is he sitting next to me now?
There's one seat in between you.
Okay, cool. I got the picture now.
Yes. And she's like, well, come on, I don't bite. And she gestures over to both you, Glam, and she's like, and Flora, where would you like to sit?
I'm gonna sit right next to you.
Well, let's save you a seat, Squirt. Do we need a booster seat over here, or?
Hey.
Don't worry about it.
No,
I think things will be taken care of.
Yeah, on the other side of the table, a chair appropriately seated so that she could fit at the table pops up.
Oh, we were gonna color together.
We can do that later.
All right, cool. We can do that.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So if you would like, I have a number of tea choices here. That kettle there is always full of the appropriate temperatured water. And if you open this little crate, and she passes forward just like a little wooden box that you can open up, and there's just all number of different types of teas in there. She's like, if you think it's probably in here. And if you think it and it's not, close it, think about it harder, and open it again.
I will grab the finest green tea.
Yes, and there's, like a quality tea of any type you can think of. So your peppermint for Gray, and green for Zazel, and I believe peppermint also for one Flora, and chamomile for...
Wait, what did Flora end up getting?
Peppermint as well.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. It's kind of dessert-like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably got a lot of sugar in it too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
There are sugar
These
cubes
will
on the
bring-
table.
She like takes a sugar cube and pops it in her mouth.
Zazel will drink his completely like no sugar, like
Ew.
black, but it's green tea.
As
He
you-
also is sitting cross-legged in this chair.
As you reach for your third sugar cube, Flora, one of the pixies darts down and just picks up the sugar dish and floats it to the other side of the table away.
No.
As that happens, you're also gonna see Gray go, okay.
I will give you the sugar cube in my hand.
Oh. Thanks, Flora.
Yeah. They don't let me have a little sugar.
If we guys get it out of your reach, we can all have some. But sugar's bad for you.
Meanwhile, I was just gonna say, Glam is just sipping their tea and terrified at Zazel crossing their legs at the table.
As you can see, though, my posture is very monk-esque whenever I am drinking tea. Something that Zazel got used to doing with his own master, so it's something he still does whenever he's drinking tea.
Meanwhile, it has nothing to do with propriety. I want you to know that.
So, once everyone is seated and sort of has tea, a pair of other pixies sort of float around with like a little tray full of different tarts and pastries and things. Various little finger sandwiches and all manners of things for everyone to grab from if they would like anything.
Oh, the grabby hands are trying to grab as many sweets as I can.
Are there cinnamon rolls?
There are cinnamon rolls.
I mean, there's a floor right there, so.
Ha!
Huh.
But
Can I put
I'm
some in my
going
bag?
to every
As
time
you-
the sweets pass me, I'm gonna grab one off there just so it's not rousing suspicion. But I've got a nice little pile going up here. I'm not eating them.
As you go for grabby hands on the second try around, you just hear that once again, that as the little pixie in a green gown with a bright smiling face sort of lands next to Flora and plants herself on the table. And she just kind of very quietly says, "Now, Flora, is that ladylike? Is that how you should be behaving?"
I haven't been here in forever. I think that I should get more treats.
Well, from what I've been hearing, somebody's been making a diet out of treats. Flora?
Listen, sweets are part of a balanced breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert snack.
And she walks up, so she's like nose to nose with you with this tiny little nose. And she's like, "Now, young lady, you say that again with a straight face."
Lean over to Gray. I'm gonna get played. I know I am. I don't know how.
And Gray's just going to nod into his tea that's probably true.
Yeah.
As I have a
No.
slowly growing pile of sweets right next to me.
Oh my
I
god.
will repeat it again with a straight face, shoulders back. Sweets are a complete balanced breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert, snack. They're everything you need. Ta-da.
I think you may need 20 more years of tea time every day, Flora.
I know.
Give Glam minor illusion some clapping.
You gotta help me out here, Queen. Come on, do your best.
That was quite impressive. Normally, even I can't keep a straight face or something like that.
I'm very serious about my sweets.
Flora, make a light insight, or just an insight check for me.
Okay. That's a 6.
A 6. You look over towards Torella for any form of support, and there's just... It's very unreadable as she just takes another soft, sort of demure sip of tea.
No help. No help. I thought we were closer than that.
And you just softly hear, "Flora, we are, dear. but there is more than sweets. And now, yes, I'm very sorry. To business for just a moment, dear. So, I suppose I'll start with the less than great news. I've sent out scouts everywhere we could get to in an immediate amount of time. And I've pushed towards sort of the limits of our stretch and domain here. The less than great news is we are a fair distance, unfortunately, from where your family is over in the Grove and the city that you came from.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
We're a fair distance from both locations.
Yes, it seems, by my best estimate, your family's grove is a few days' travel away from the city. We'll just have to get you there.
Okay, so to clarify, a few days travel away, like if we got to the city, then we could travel to the Grove, or like if traveling from here, it's a few days travel to the Grove, and then another more few days travel from the Grove to the city.
No, it would be, I think, probably a week's travel from the Grove to the city. And here's where the less great news is. We have found ourselves settled presently across the bay from there, so that's about a week's boat ride, and then another week or possibly 2 weeks, depending on travel. I think.
From where to where?
From here to where the Grove would be, I suppose.
Glam's gonna pipe in. What is a boat?
That's the thing that goes across big bodies of water, like oceans and lakes and stuff.
Yeah, they would bring one on the training field to teach us how to be able to sail a boat, but of course there was no water there, so it looked ridiculous every time.
So from our location currently, we have to cross a body of water to get to the Grove. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that is. Well, you could walk. It would just take a significantly much longer time.
Okay, and then you're saying that from our location currently, it's only a few days travel back to the city?
From where we are right now? No.
Yeah.
No, it would
Okay.
be 2 weeks if you went by water, and probably a month or more if you tried to walk it.
To get to Glasgow?
Yeah,
Yes.
what are you... Oh my god. Okay, so
how long would it take to get to their Grove?
Yeah.
Hold on, please. She looks over at Marcus. She's like, "Do you have a map?"
I got a map, and I'll pop it on the table.
Perfect.
When I do that, I'm going to try to also slide a hand, yeet a pastry or something over at Flora, like, without anybody noticing.
Yes!
I am going to try and catch it if I notice it.
Okay. Make a dexterity check for me. Well, make a perception check first.
For me?
Yeah. For you, perception, Gray, and for you, Zazel, make a sleight of hand check.
That's not great. That's an 11. I know you have really good perception.
25.
Damn it!
A 25. So, it's funny, as you go to flip it over, the little pixie also moves to intercept it, but even with that, Gray's faster as your hand just snaps out and grabs it.
And I'm just gonna look at Zazel and be like, thanks, that's what I was looking for. And I'll pop it in my mouth.
Cherries in it. You know those are good.
So Zazel now has revealed that they have a pile of sweets.
Oh, it's just gotten bigger.
So
Because no one expects me to grab them.
start mage handing some under the table.
We'll lock eyes, and I'll, like, scoot one under the table.
But so...
With my perception, I think I'm just gonna try and grab his hand.
Go for it, yeah. With your passive perception, I think you would notice anyway.
My passive is 16.
Yeah, you got a really good perception. hey, I gotta show her the map. Here, I'll put the map on the table for real.
Okay.
Save these for later. I'm gonna put them all in my bag.
Marcus,
I'm just gonna
Marcus
give a
leans
nod.
over and is like, "You will be respectful, or I will use vines to bind your hands."
Yeah. On the other hand,
Yeah, tell Gray to be respectful.
on the other hand, on the other hand, you see a couple of your sweets floating away.
On a side note, there, Zazel, make a dexterity check.
Yep. I'm rolling like garbage today. Holy shit. That's a 9.
As he says to be
No.
respectful, he just sort of reaches over without looking and just pushes your chair over.
Oh my goodness.
I am cross-legged, so it kind of makes sense.
And with this one, even with your passive wisdom, you can see sort of just like she once again reaches for her tea to just try and hide the fact that she's also chuckling. But she's like, okay, so here, this makes it a little easier. And she points to see in the dead center of the map there where there's that jungle and then the little star.
Yes.
No.
You lie.
Help. No, I really don't.
It's Italy. Look at Italy, but fat Italy.
Hang on.
Okay,
hang
so
on,
here's
hang on.
the problem. You would
Do you
think
see
I would
fat
know where. No, because. Okay, that's really pathetic of me as a person born in Italy, but no.
She's fired. Hang on. I'm
I'm
giving
the only one that sees fat Italy.
I'm getting
Don't
Rebel
see
like,
that Italy.
I'm getting Rebel a specifically doctored for her map marker. She's like, so that is the Elven capital. And then as she gestures up and to the right of that, there's that other little copse of jungle, and she's like, we have landed somewhere in this vicinity. So as you can see, for you to travel over towards where Lascor is, which
is where?
across the little bay there to the left, there's that
You see
little
those
mountain, and the little star just to the right of the mountain.
Yeah, that's Lascor.
Yes.
I'll point over to it. Yeah, it's right over here in the hills.
Okay, and where is the grove?
And she gestures kind of a little bit south and to the left, sort of where the trees start to get thinner, heading towards like the open plain area. And she makes a mark there for you, which I have just made on a map that I'll give you guys after.
Your
On the
grove has landed in human territory.
The south and to the left of Lascor?
Yes.
Thank you. So that weird, like, diamondy marker that had a
Yes.
white in it?
Yes. That is where the grove is, roughly.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks like your grove's landed in human territory. But it's closer than Glasscore, if that helps any.
Is it?
Technically, yes. We are going to have to take a boat regardless. We can put some funds together. Maybe they can actually teleport us. I know elves are a little more akin to magic than humans are. But I don't know if they have anybody that powerful. That's a lot of magic.
Okay. So, is the idea to go to the grove and then go to Lascor?
That's what I promised you.
Okay.
Question. Your scouts, have they noticed any signs of the layout changing?
I think there are a few changes. I'm not 100% sure if I could provide you with anything accurate quite yet. But what we can do is, as soon as we have something updated, I will send a message out to you, and perhaps we can get one transported to you.
I appreciate all the lengths you're going through to help us. I really do appreciate that. I just want to make sure that we don't land in human territory just for us to be, or the land to be teleported back to where we came from.
That would be unfortunate. I think For the time being, unfortunately, it's going to be a bit of this merged ways, and while I don't know all of that, I'm hoping there will be some stability.
Excellent. Do you have anybody we can contact in Vinar? I know they're a little closer to the Feywilds than my city is.
There are some folks there, I'm sure. I'm not 100% on who. But what we can do, and I'm happy to do this, is I also would like to send some communiques that way as well. Unfortunately, Vinar is quite well... pardon me. Magically guarded, and so sometimes getting information in and out is a little tricky. So what I would propose is, if you would be okay with it, I would like to also ask you to act as sort of ambassadors for Summer, or envoys in this case, to perhaps bring some documents to them and get a report on the state of things as they see them now.
If we consider that payment for all the kindness you've showed us, then yeah, I'm sure we can do that. But honestly, that's not a deal for me to make. I'm not great at talking to people. That's Glam.
I mean, I can certainly bring them some documents. I don't know. I would have to honestly be told what to tell them so that I don't fuck it up.
Oh, but of course. And we can provide you with a whole, slew of as what is needed, and provisions to make sure that your path is an easy one. It's no more than a week or less, I think, to get there from here, barring any extra difficulties.
That is a little... All that gray and blue is water.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's water.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, I don't think that counts as an ocean because we're just crossing. I think it's... What is that called? What is that?
It's a bay to the ocean.
Oh, yeah. So, will the water be actually salty? Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah.
How warm is it over there in Vinar?
Truthfully, I haven't visited Vinar in 600 years.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sure us humans have probably messed up the nature somehow. But it's pretty far away from the ice, from the snow, so it's probably got to be warm, right?
I believe so. That sounds right.
Good. That sounds like fun. Maybe we all can go to the beach for a day and just have some fun before we head out.
Beach day.
You are all insane. I wish you to know this.
Well, you act like there's some predator that swims there with like giant sharp razor teeth or something. That's not possible. It's just salt water. Nothing can live in that.
Well, so the funny thing about that is there are plenty of creatures that have really sharp teeth and live in the ocean. For example,
how can you live in salt?
one of my favorite fish that I've read about, I've never seen one personally. They live in really deep water, and they have these like insanely sharp teeth, but on their heads they have like this tentacle thing, and the very end lights up to attract other
Rambo,
creatures.
You're bleeding through hard, bro.
I'm pretty sure you're messing with me because that sounds way too cool to be real. Maybe in the Feywild.
No, it's real. There was a book on it that I was reading.
All right, well, I got to go see an owlbear. I think we need to find you this fish.
So I would like to point out that I was not terrified of that before.
I mean, it's not like you're never gonna run into it like you could potentially run into a shark, so, yeah.
The fuck is a shark?
Yeah, what's a shark?
Well,
Wait. Hold on. I've got this one.
Oh, yes.
Zazel, it's an
Yeah.
underwater dragon.
It has wings and it can breathe. But how would that work?
It has a single wing. It helps it move very swiftly under the water. And lots of teeth. It breathes bubbles.
Does it got four legs?
No, no legs.
It has these fin appendages in place of legs. Lets it
Yeah,
swim
it-
very
Teeth.
fast.
What's it
And they-
shaped like?
Like
is
a
the word
dragon.
aerodynamic even if it's underwater?
Wait.
It's- It's quite dragon shaped. It's kind of got a stubby neck. That's all.
I pray to whatever god exists that it does not end up in a giant wind tunnel of some sort.
I've heard of these creatures before, harassing adventurers, but they swam through the land. What are they called again?
Land sharks. Yeah, yeah.
No, there's another name for that. A bullet?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that. Kind of sounds like what you're talking about, but they have legs. But it's in the water. Okay, well, how do you defend yourself against it?
I mean, for the most part, contrary to what people think, they kind of leave you alone unless they accidentally mistake you for food.
Oh, no, great. You defend yourself by just swimming into its mouth and admitting defeat.
Yeah, that sounds
Insight
pretty
on that.
right.
Go for it.
I'm not rolling that dice.
Can
That dice is
I'm going to insight as well, just because.
Can I help with the deception on this one?
Go for
Because
it.
just agreed.
15.
My insight would be 19.
19. Do you want him to roll with advantage, or do you also want to roll?
I rolled already.
What'd you roll? Oh, I guess you don't have to say. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
just tell us, if you're, how confident you feel, I suppose.
Incredibly.
Yes, and Marcus doesn't even crack a smile. He looks dead serious at you as he says all of this.
I am going to stay on this boat as far away from all the edges as possible. Do not tie me into it, whatever you need to do.
Yeah, I don't believe you. I'm pretty sure I can just punch it right in the nose and that'll be fine.
I mean, we can tie it to a mast. That'll probably protect you from the sirens. And the Gray's just gonna walk away.
What are sirens?
They're deep sea dragons.
We discussed that. Those are sharks.
No, sirens are a different breed of deep sea dragon.
There's
I'm
too many
so-
dragons in the water.
He just
That's
puts,
it.
a,
All right,
puts a
let's
hand
get
on
rid
your
of the
shoulder
water.
and he's like, listen, I'm going to get you a book on basic ecology of animals.
Does somebody have a lot of create and destroy water? Because we're going to need it.
I think we just need to, get rid of the water. I don't know how we're going to do it. Let's just get rid of all of it.
No, it's a perfectly great place.
Or
There's
at
too
least-
many dragons.
Or at least the biggest boat.
But there are also turtles.
What are turtles?
Cute.
That does not help.
Little green creatures with hard
Yeah.
shells.
Okay, please tell me there are no nothing that is like a dragon turtle.
Oh, those are very real.
Those are scary.
You just see Glam suddenly just like the biggest fucking terrified anime
And
eyes.
Next thing you're going to do, you're going to tell me there's some tentacle monster that lives down there that's like the size of a city.
That's ridiculous. That's
Exactly.
very fake. However, I lied about the shark. A shark is just a pointy fish.
Yeah,
And-
they're pretty.
Sirens are just, they're like women who like to sing sailors to their death.
It doesn't have to be a woman.
Women, men, anything. They're beautiful creatures that like to sing men to their death.
There it
Usually
is.
men. Men are typically the ones stupid enough to do it.
Yeah.
As a man, I can vouch for that.
Now,
It's true.
the dragon turtles, though, that's 100% real and exactly what I'm talking about.
Those are really scary, actually.
And sirens
That
can be
sounds-
harpies, too, and live on a beach instead of underwater.
That
True!
sounds absolutely terrifying.
My brain hurts. Let's just get on the boat. I mean, we could swim a little bit. That sounds like fun. As long as you don't go out too far, of course, Flora, because, you're not I'd assume you're not a great swimmer.
What is swimming?
That's when you go in the water and you move your arms and legs around.
It's like you're flying. I mean, not really, because I can actually fly, but, It kind of is.
If you don't move your arms and legs around, you'll sink, and you can't breathe underwater. So, it's important to not sink.
I am going to find a way to breathe underwater and then never have to use it.
Yes. Honest asked a great question. You guys have taken a bath before, right?
Yes, but it's never been that much water.
We definitely just smell honest. We definitely do just smell.
Just stink all the time.
I have prestidigitation. I don't need to smell.
But so while
I
all
smell
of
like
this is
flowers.
sort of going
Thank you.
along, Terella's like, well, if that is the case, let me, and she sort of just kind of flourishes her hand
I
out
totally
and-
forgot we were still drinking tea at a table.
Yes,
Yeah, we just ignored the queen.
Yeah,
wait,
we
wait,
so
wait.
totally did.
Wait, did we ever get the good news?
No, we didn't.
there's plenty of good news to go around. We're not dead. Nothing's on fire.
You forgot the good news, didn't you?
There's plenty of good news. Definitely. She pulls out a quill from nowhere and then starts, she leans down to start drafting up some paperwork real quick.
So anyways, about these sharks. Just punching them in the face, does that work?
I've never tried, Zazel. I'm very sorry. That's not...
Fine.
My official duty is essentially never call for me to be out on the water.
So,
Well, that sounds boring.
so I just wish to I can't even think right now. Like, I'm terrified.
Oh,
God.
come on. It's not that bad. It looked beautiful and peaceful.
It's honestly not really that you're like hardly ever gonna really see anything from the ship. We're not.
I
And if
mean,
you-
we
if
were
you can't
also.
swim, Gray, don't go out there.
I mean, we were also supposed to come, just be in and out of the mines, but here we are.
Hey, and it's been a relatively safe travel through the Feywilds, has it not?
I mean, you are not wrong, but there is also the fact that
It even rained food for you.
Exactly.
Oh,
Oh?
this may be some real bad news for you. I'm very sorry. So if you noticed on your way here, your path was mild, shall we say.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't believe I will have that influence the way I did on your travels in on the way out.
that
so I
sounds
would
about right.
just ask you to be a bit more mindful.
Oh, yeah, but of course.
But you will have additional protections as she hands you each scrolls.
Oh.
And these are all sort of rolled up. She's like, each of these is your paperwork stating that you are an official envoy of me.
Oh. That's important.
And she also rolls up like 4 extra pieces of paper, and she hands them all to you specifically, Gray. And she's like, I have here 2 missives to be given to the government in Vinar, whoever is running it now.
Okay.
One of these is a letter of just, I suppose, apology and inquiry towards the Starlight Grove itself. If you would kindly deliver that to your family there.
Okay.
And the last is just a standard writ of travel. So should you need to charter a ship, this should cover whatever your costs may be.
Oh, good. Okay. That's super important. And Gray's going to tuck these into his bag in a spot that is meant to be, you know, keep
Safe.
it from wrinkling, but also it isn't the first thing you see when you open the bag.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
And she also takes a couple of other scrolls that she writes up real quick, and she hands them to Flora, and she's like, and 2 little messages for you to also provide to the Vinar government, and 1 to give to the Orcish government should you make your way up there at some point for me, Flora, as a little envoy like you are.
Thank you.
Oh my god, that's so fucking cute. Sorry.
Okay,
It
you said.
is.
I'm sorry. One's for the Orcish and one's for what? I'm sorry.
The other are there's 2 more to also be provided to the Elvish kingdoms.
Okay.
I feel like Flora could
Gotta write
possibly
it
get
down.
away with murder, and just I'm scared of this ability.
It
I'm
depends
just gonna
on-
lean over to Glam and be like, don't give her ideas.
It depends on who she murders, dear.
So, since I'll be going back to Glasscore eventually, is there anything you want me to do?
I would ask that you remember that we are friends to you here. I put faith that friends of Flora and friends of us would not, I suppose, seek to work against us if you could do so.
Oh, absolutely not. Honestly, I feel like the moment that we have a chance, we are going to at least talk to the few people in some sort of power we know to hopefully try and stop this from happening in general.
Glam, I've been literally part of the government for a while now, or at least living in the housing and training with the people. There's nothing we can do. What we need to do is get our loved ones, move them to Veneer, if they allow us. That's my goal. I got 1 person I'm traveling back over to Veneer with.
I do believe that could be arranged with, I suppose, our ambassadorial paperwork. It shouldn't be outside of the realm of possibility. We can see about sending other missives to take care of that if need be.
But don't worry, I will not lay arms against you or any of the courts. I'm not part of their military. I could have been, but I chose not to be.
Excellent. And so, actually, she stands up real quick and just sort of, like, stretches out to her full height. And she walks over to each of you and just sort of reaches down and takes each of your hands individually and kisses the backs of each of your hands. And when she does, there's just like a small warmth that kind of crawls up. And on the other side, on your palm, you can see just sort of like a little symbol of just like flowers in the breeze. She's like, there. A bond sealed. Congratulations, new ambassadors.
You know what?
Thank you.
You know what, Queen? If I'm able to get my family back here, would you allow them to live here?
If they want to, certainly I'm sure we could make room somewhere and work on it.
Merci. I have one last question, really. I have some ideas, but I do not think that simply canceling his debts will convince him to join you. I have some ideas on possibly working around that, but I want you to know that I will do my best.
Yes,
it's just very weird because
Certainly. One of the things that my network has done was take a look out, and we've seen hide nor hair of your benefactor. So I'm sure he's out there somewhere, and I'm sure he'll poke his head up soon enough.
I have no doubt in my mind on that.
Keep an eye out, but don't stress yourself too hard.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank
everybody,
you, guys.
for hanging out.
Yeah.
Next
Thank you.
Saturday,
Thanks for sticking
everybody.
by.
we'll have a combat.